masculine. Okay, so this is Tracy Newman from the Divine, from from the Navigators Tarot on Facebook and Instagram, where you can find me. You can also find me on Sleepy Wisdom on YouTube, and if you'd like a personal reading from me, you can find me at my website, sleepywisdom.com. It's a beautiful, beautiful morning out here at the moment. It's about 8:30 in the morning, and in Lubbock, it's so beautiful. Yeah, my trees are, even though it's probably the 4th or 5th day, I don't even know what date it is, of winter, my beautiful liquid amber out the front is just dropping all of its leaves, and it's just so beautiful out here at the moment. Even though my garden is a mess most of the time, it is a very beautiful garden when it is looked after. Actually, even when it's a mess, it's okay. It's a beautiful garden. Okay, so the masculine, where are we at this? Ooh, temperance and transformation, it would appear. These full moon energies for the masculine are really transformative at this point in time. There's a lot of butterflies in this picture, and it's sort of like the train has stopped at the station, and he's now taking time to have a look at exactly what it is that he needs to move forward. So these full moon energies are really, these strawberry moon energies are actually here now for the masculine to sit, contemplate, but also to let those energies, those transformative energies into his life, to completely transform his life if he allows it. So we have the Wheel of Fortune, which is also about moving forward and in a positive way. I love these steampunk tarot cards. I love them. Just, look, all the, you've got, look at that. It's just got the raven there, dragonfly, which is about rebirth as well. The workings of mechanics there at the back, and how everything is a world within a world within a world. I love steampunk stuff. Love it. Anyway, and yeah, so really starting to move forward. But he is still, he's still in this this dark night of the soul, going down very deep. The masculine must do this to come out the other side. Must go through this dark night of the soul, and that's exactly what is going on for him at the moment. I think we'll just, what have we got here? I think we'll put those back in. So the greatest challenge for the masculine at this point in time is to come into union. Now, when I say into union, I mean within himself. He cannot come into union with anybody on an outer level until he has actually gone through the dark night of the soul to come into union and find the balance within himself between the masculine and feminine energies. He must find that divinity within himself, which he is at the moment very, very buried deep in the darkness of his soul. But we do have the Empress here, which is in his environment. So this could come in the form of his own feminine within, his own Empress, who is nurturing, kind and loving, or it could be a projected Empress as well, someone who houses the divine essence of femininity, who has all of those qualities of divinity and love, unconditional love and healing and nurturing. So interesting. So even though he's going through this dark night of the soul, it is the Empress. He is beginning to see the Empress as Well, I guess it's his divine feminine, his own divine feminine. As I said before, to achieve balance, he must recognize first his own divine feminine, who is the Empress. And to do that, sometimes the only way through into accessing his own divine feminine within, sometimes it can be a projected divine feminine that leads the way and leads the way out of his dark night of the soul, the dark cave that he's placed himself in. Two of Pentacles, which is just trying to achieve balance once again and to become the King of Cups. So to become the King of Cups, he must access his own divine feminine, which is love, nurturing, kindness towards himself and others. And to do that, he must, of course, look to his own divine feminine within, but also to his own, but be led and guided by a divine, sometimes a projected divine feminine on the outer level. To come into these King of Cups, to become the King of Cups, the King of Cups is very loving, very loyal, very, but also to not only to others, but also to himself. So to become very loyal, loving and kind to others, the divine masculine must find these qualities within. And that is exactly what he is going to, that's what he's going through at the moment. In his dark night of the soul, he's beginning to access the deepest, darkest parts of himself that he must transform, as we have the butterflies here, and transform into something, well, into the truth of who he really is, but also into the greater aspect of masculinity, which is not what he was ever led to believe was true for him. So, interesting. Oh, and then we have the Emperor. So he is moving into this Emperor status. The King of Cups and the Emperor. You couldn't get two more beautiful cards, really, for the masculine, because you have this loving king and the Emperor, who represents all four kings. So, yeah, he's really beginning to move forward. Ah, unreal. Wow. Through the dark night of the soul. But see, the dark night of the soul is what is hidden. And if he does not go down deep into himself and find those deepest, darkest parts of himself and transform and transmute those energies, then, you know, he will remain stuck in that cave and will not be able to get out. Then we have the Knight of Cups here too, which is also about, you know, that youngish type of male energy that comes through, which is loving and kind. And into the Fool energies, which is, of course, moving into a new sense of innocence for himself, and willing to take a leap of faith without even thinking. And that's exactly, you know, where the Knight of Cups and the Emperor, and this is where the masculine needs to be right now. Because, you know, we are moving forward into these New World energies that just are pushing us forward. And this is the perfect time. While we've just gone through that full moon, the full moon energies are literally moving us all forward and pushing us forward, but also pushing us to surrender anything that does not serve us anymore. However, we also have the Devil, which of course are the temptation that the masculine often finds himself faced with, the temptation of the 3D matrix world and the old system, which is based in sex, drugs, addictions, to all of those, and that seduction that the devil requires, which the devil uses, and that is what is required for his slavery, you know, which is the slavery of the masculine to the devil. But I think that the masculine is now beginning to find strength. And I keep looking at the lion there. I really feel like at the moment that the Christ-like energies, the Lion of Judah energies that are coming through, are there now for the masculine to, that represent also to that masculine, the divine masculine, which is the Christ energies and the Lion of Judah at the moment. And I feel like at the moment, I know sometimes it is very difficult for the masculine to grasp a hold of anything that is, I guess, where he can relinquish control. But I really feel like at this point in time, for those that house the greater amount of divine masculines who are in this dark night of the soul, this very, very dark aspect of the cave that they've gone into, that if they cannot see a way out, they have to actually recognize, or even if they're in the depths of the devil energies, which is that temptation, the addictions to, you know, like I said, sex, drugs, and anything else like that, gambling, whatever it else, whichever way, shape, or form that these energies come in, that at the moment it is important to find those Christ-like energies within and to basically give yourself to Christ, to those energies, which is about having faith in something much higher than yourself. And whether that be a higher aspect of self, whether that be a higher aspect of some form of Christ-like energy that you can find within, that is probably where your surrender needs to come from and needs to happen, I think, because the divine masculine must also understand that he is not an entity that is divorced from spirit. And I think for the masculine energies, we've been led so far away from that, that, you know, we cannot see the wood for the trees. But the devil knows that, and the devil comes in and in the form of all sorts of temptations, you know. But the masculine there has look at that lion up the top there, really, really represents to me Christ and the Lion of Judah. And I will say that just in the last couple of weeks that it's become like I've had a visit just recently from Mother Mary. And I will say that right at this point in time that I often see, you know, Jesus Christ to see the Mother Mary, and you know, these are visions that I have quite often, and they are really here at the moment. And it was really interesting, just a little while ago, I watched a video of, it was on YouTube, of a priest, an exorcist priest, and that when he actually talks about any of the exorcisms that he had actually done, what he said was that the devil, any sort of demonics at all, and especially the devil in the form of Beelzebub, Lucifer, any of those lower astral plane, whatever they are, entities, they absolutely cannot stand Mary. And the reason why is because the love that she has is so profound and so unconditionally loving that she sacrificed everything that she was for God, pretty much, you know. She sacrificed her life in giving to God in the form of Jesus Christ, and, you know, with the birth of Jesus Christ, and, you know, and also being there at the death of her own son. And she is the ultimate mother, and the devil hates her so much. And it's really interesting because right at this point in time, like over the last few weeks, I've had a lot of visions of Mary. And listen, and I was doing a reading for somebody too a couple of weeks ago too, at the same time that Mary was coming in for me, and the woman that I was reading for, she'd also too experienced the the advent of Mary into her life as well. And so it is not, these deities are not anything or anybody that I've actually really had any sort of affinity with or to. I am not religious. I have never been brought up in any sort of religious family at all, so I have no knowledge. But it's interesting that the Divine Mother comes in the form of Mary, and also to Jesus Christ in the form of the masculine. So yes, this is what's going on right at this point in time. Anyway, this is what's going on for the masculine. So if you can at all, look within, find your own truth, and not let anything on an outer level disrupt your transformation. Okay, I'll see you next week. Bye for now.